The 9 Years Podcast.
All right, everybody. You're listening to 9 Years Podcast, the weekly audio fanzine dedicated to AFC Wimbledon. It drops every Thursday on iTunes and YouTube. Today is September the 10th. My name is Nick Draper, and today I am joined once again by Stuart Deacons. Now, Stu, this is the part where I leave a gap for you to say something. It even says it in the script, so... Hello, Stu. Come on, let's have something.
Hello, Nick. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all well.
Brilliant. Well, this podcast is going to be great today. You can just tell it, can't you? Right, coming up on today's show is a smidgen of this.
I'm more a Leather fan, to be fair.
And a tad of this.
Oh.
We started the show with a bit of to the sound of Suede today, with Beautiful Ones. Now, Suede have been on the script for the last few weeks, to be fair, but I've swapped it in post-production because of what's come up during the show, be it Stu's knowledge of garbage and Paul Raymond's love of Natalie Imbruglia. So by saying this now, I'm committed to keeping Suede in, which I have no doubt will please Brett Anderson, who's a big fan of the show. And Stu, of course, you're a massive fan of Suede, aren't you, Stu?
I'm more a Leather fan, to be fair. No, in all seriousness, I couldn't wait for that one. No, do you know what? I sort of knew about Suede. I did chuck into Google Suede. I think I recognise them, but yeah, they're more like were they an indie group, weren't they, or something?
Yeah, Britpop, the 90s. They were stalwarts of the 90s. Yeah,
Britpop.
That was after your time, weren't you? You were more sort of Elvis and the Bee Gees and that, weren't you?
Can't beat them. Can't beat the oldies.
Right. So far, right, we've got some great sound bites from you already, Stu. This is brilliant. We're only a 2 minutes in. Next week, Stu, we'll get something on more your sort of taste. Maybe a bit of Katy Perry, maybe.
Sounds good.
Britney Spears.
Nah, Katy Perry's better now, or a bit of Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, maybe. Who was that girl you liked that with the less attractive sister of Jessica Simpson?
Oh, Ashley Simpson, wasn't it?
I have no idea.
She had a bit of an attitude, to be fair. Like, her sister was a little bit too goody two-shoes, but Ashley was a bit of a rock chick.
Okay.
See, my knowledge is great of music, isn't it?
Yeah, yes. Yes. Moving on. Right. Today, main topic for today, then, we're going to be doing our top five, our second top five list. We did one, obviously, on our first show about memorable debuts. And today we're going to consider our top five away grounds to visit in our time supporting Wimbledon. We'll talk more about that in a second, but first let's have a look back at Mansfield on Saturday, a game that neither of us attended, and fair play to the just over 200 Dons fans that did go. But Stu, what have you understood about what happened at Field Mill?
Yeah, so I sort of, it was really weird missing a game this week, but to be fair, the Dons player provides some really good highlights. In fact, they got 11 minutes of highlights this week, which, judging by people that went, that was quite an achievement.
If it's anything to go by previous trips to Mansfield, yeah.
It is. Mansfield, to be fair, Mansfield are trying to change their system and not beat everyone up, so it looks like Lyle Taylor didn't really understand what side he was on and ended up beating up their player. But, yeah, from what I can see of it, I think we've done all right. It looked like we had control of the play. Selection-wise was interesting. Jonathan Meads again at left-back, so... I'm guessing, obviously, Callum Kennedy's still got the family stuff going on, and I hope everything goes okay with that. But, yeah, Meads at left-back. Sean Rigg comes in for Anthony Barcham, which I think it's really strange, but it's probably the one that, Rigg is a quality player, but Barch has been doing so well. I think that, obviously, was a big loss for us.
Yeah, definitely. I've heard that Rigg actually put in a pretty decent shift on Saturday. But he had to, really. After I was really disappointed with him during the LDV Vans Trophy game the Tuesday before. Sounds like he came in and did a good job on Saturday. But you're right, we do lose a little bit of pace, don't we, when Bartram's not playing?
I think the thing with Rigg and Bartram, they're obviously they can play at left side, but Rigg will try and stand up a defender and then either go inside or outside. But Bartram is very much a dynamic. And as soon as he gets the ball, he literally is putting the right back under pressure. So I think it sort of helps us in the pace of it. I think I saw in the Dons player, like I say, it's always difficult to get a good understanding of the game. But everything I saw was very, very slow, where Bartram runs very heavily at a defender, whereas I felt everything was a little bit safe. But from what I can see, a 1-1 draw, if we pick up a point every game away from season and win our home games, which obviously is a challenge.
Yeah, we've started to do, maybe.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. But the only thing I was going to say was interesting to see that Gallagher and Garger on the bench. Good for Ejikaja, who I've seen quite a bit of in the under-21s last year. It's really good that we are continuing to give exposure, really, for our youngsters. So that's quite good.
And good that Gallagher wasn't too badly injured after he had to come off against Plymouth a few days before that.
Definitely.
Lyle Taylor sending off. Neil Ardley said that he didn't see it properly. He'd have to review the video evidence. If he's got a better camera angle than we've had, it'll be handy, because from what I've seen it a few times now. There's only seems to be one shot of it. I can't judge what's happened or what's not happened or anything. So I think we might be onto a bit of a loser and an appeal there. What do you think?
Yeah, there's nothing to it, does there? There's no, from what you can see of it, there's no deliberate movement of the elbow, apart from anything that he's trying to untangle himself. But you would hope, the appeal thing's interesting, you'd hope maybe the referee might have a look at it and reconsider it. But judging by what Neil Hardy said of the referee, I don't think he's going to be admitting a mistake if it was a mistake.
It doesn't sound like it, no.
We're losing for 3 games, which is disappointing. So we're losing basically for the rest of September.
And we've got some tough... The next 3 are difficult games in their own different ways. So.
They are, but the thing with Lyle, we know he's a very. I think I said it before last week that he's got he's a bit like, he's very physical. He very much fancies himself physically against people, and maybe he's just got that little bit of a streak in him that we just maybe need to keep an eye on.
Yeah, definitely. Right, Mansfield away, we do have a second kit. Okay, our away kit is... I have no problem in changing kits this time, okay? Mansfield playing yellow and blue, it's difficult. The home kit we have would have been a clash. I understand this. But our official change away shirt is the white kit, okay? And if we're not going to use the white kit, there's no point in having it. I think that's a fair point to make, isn't it? So why do we have 3 kits when we only actually need 2?
Have we actually worn the white kit at all this season?
No, not once. And I don't think we barely wore it last season as well. We always tended to wear the yellow kit.
So I'm assuming that we've reduced it in the club shop then, because I can still see it selling. Yeah. Is it just a training type? No, I agree with you. The green kit, I think someone in the marketing for Admiral just want us basically to sell more, because all we do is keep wearing it. But it ain't. To be fair, it just doesn't grow on me. We just look like giant bogies. But anyway.
We should play that game one day, going back many years, where, we should play the game of bogeys, but that's just showing my immature side. Anyway, let's get back to the usual then. Your star of the week for last week? Yeah,
star of the week. Do you know what? It was a difficult one, because I've actually gone for Tom Beer. And the reason I've gone for that is in the week against Plymouth, I thought he had a tough game the week before. Against Exeter, I felt with the midfield, they played 3 in there against 2, and it was very difficult to sort of show what he could do. But I thought Tom Beer against Plymouth, he was up against McHugh and Carey, who are pretty experienced pros, and I felt he was able to work well with Reeves. And I'm one that's got a real high hopes for Tom, and I thought I saw a little bit of what Tom done in the under-21s last year against Plymouth, and I think he's done really well, and I'm hoping he's not injured too heavily after being taken out by McHugh, who also done Gallagher in that week, didn't he?
He did indeed. He was on a one-man wrecking crew.
He was.
Who were you disappointed with for this past week for us?
I think it's obvious. Taylor. Disappointed getting a red card. Obviously, I don't know if there was any sort of pre-stuff going on before that sending off, but to get sent off for a 3-match ban is just silly. And I'm sure that Eric and the board will not like that, because we don't really like getting many bookings or red cards, do we?
No, so I have been told. Right, thank you very much, Stu. Let's get on to our top, our main feature for today then. Bit of a weird one this week. I thought with Yeovil on Saturday being a new ground for many, coming after a trip to Mansfield, which is not a favourite destination for many Wimbledon fans, probably explains why there was a lower turnout of away fans than usual. I thought I'd look at some of the away grounds we've visited that we actually do enjoy going to, and Stu and I have come up with a list of 5 grounds each that in our years supporting Wimbledon that we've looked forward to visiting, not so much for the maybe not even so much for the opponents or the occasion, but mainly just because we like the trip to the stadium or the area around the ground or whatever it is, or whatever it might be. So, Stu, I've picked a list of about 5 grounds that have come from day dot as far as I'm concerned, supporting Wimbledon. Have you gone for something a bit different, or have...
Yeah, I've gone for a bit more current. Obviously, after our previous top 5, I went for players that didn't play for Wimbledon and sort of goals. I sort of thought, do you know what, today I'll do a very sort of like recent. So I've just done really since really back in the day of conference. I've sort of gone for sort of Conference League 2's grounds just for a change.
Fair enough. Last time, I can't remember, I think you went first last time, didn't you, with your top 5?
I did.
So do you mind if I go ahead first time? Thank you very much.
Yeah,
right.
I can just laugh at your ones first.
Well, you might do. You might laugh at my first one. First one then, on the 5th of my list, is actually a current one as well, to be fair. And it's Wycombe Wanderers, Adams Park. Simply because I've been there a few times. The welcome we always get from Wycombe staff, to be fair to them, is very, very good. Super helpful, very polite, really nice welcome we get from the staff. It's a nice little ground, a good little away end. Get some good atmosphere generated in that stand behind a goal. And, there is a little bit of... We've had some good memories down there, down the years as well. That does play a part in it as well. It's a nice little nostalgia trip. First time we went there was the FA Cup... Well, first time I went there was the FA Cup game. It might have actually, because they got... That was only built in something like 1990, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it might have been the first ever time we played there was in the FA Cup 5th round when we drew in the end and then we lost the replay quite famously. But it was a great away trip. I think we sold out that away end, and it was quite the scenes when we scored our goals as the main game on Match of the Day that evening. But since then, we've had some great games there. I remember winning 3-0 there a couple of years ago. Sammy Moore scored a fantastic goal, and I'm talking about games as opposed to the stadiums now. But last season, the reason I do it is for last season's trip, FA Cup 2nd round, a bit of revenge for that FA Cup game about 15 years previously with Sean Riggs scoring the winner. And just a really nice picturesque backdrop behind their home end as well. Yeah,
it is. And you're right, because to be fair, the stewards over there, always fall over themselves to try and help us, don't they? Or is that the players? No, sorry.
Oh, very good. Very good, yes. Maybe that's where they get it from, yeah.
But no, Wycombe's a nice one. The only thing at Wycombe I don't really like too much is trying to get out. We were going on a coach, parking in. They've got like a little industrial estate where they park the coach.
Yeah.
You join the rest of the traffic, and it's very bottlenecked, isn't it? But,
it is. I've done it by coach. I've only done it on coach once. That was the FA Cup game, I think, because that was on the Sunday, and there were other problems going on.
Yes.
And you're quite right. It's a bit of a pain in the backside. It's a long walk from the station as well, which I have done a couple of times as well. But it's actually not too bad.
Yeah, but no, it's a good pick. I think Wycombe's a very good pick.
Can you better it with your number 5?
My number 5 is Kidderminster.
Do you know what? I thought you might go for this.
Yeah, I wonder why. Kidderminster, was it Midlands area, if I believe, Kidderminster? So it's not a bad journey, but has the best matchday catering I think we've come across. I remember going there on a Sunday once, and they basically, for people not been to Kidderminster, they very much do. I think they've been voted, haven't they, top caterers?
Yeah, they were, yeah. So
many years. And basically, if they've not been to Kidderminster, they basically do like a shepherd's pie, cottage pie. They do it in a very much like a tin container. But I think I had a shepherd's pie there one Sunday watching Wimbledon, and I think I needed a nap because I was like proper full for like £4. It's probably the best quality. But I really need to. I don't think terrace is a good idea. Give us a seat. Give me a little corner to fall asleep in after my meal. Do you know what I mean? So,
what else would you like to provide? Like a waiter service, maybe like candles.
Yeah. I just think. You and I chat very much, and I'm catering. I think it's a match day experience. I think catering is very important. Sometimes the money you pay in these grounds, and they give you a pie that's not even cooked or being too well cooked, and I just think catering is quite important to the matchday experience.
Cool, right. Number 4 then. Oh, I'm going to go for another current one, actually. Or am I? Maybe I'll have a swap round on my list. I'm going to go... Let me change it. I'm going to go for the Hawthorns, West Brom. We only went there a couple of times, but I remember going there once for the first time, midweek trip, back in the old Division 1, or what is now the Championship. I was blown away by the atmosphere inside that stadium. I know it was an evening game and it helps with the floodlights, but it left an impression on me. Their fans were really up for it, singing the whole game. Not too bad a trip up there as well on the road. And just a ground, that has a bit of history, has character. It's a bit different. It's got the new stands down the side, still got its old little main stand. And, they looked after us well. So West Brom, chiefly for the atmosphere.
Yeah, I like West Brom, actually. I remember going there. One thing I love about West Brom is I think at the time they used to do the old baggies, boing, baggies, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I really loved that until I went there and I think they scored, I can't remember what this game was, but I think they scored 2 early goals.
Yeah.
And when your team's losing and you hear teams going boing, baggies, it very much lost the effect. But you're right, their fans, in all seriousness, the atmosphere was really, really good. And no, I agree, it's a good choice, Nick, actually.
Very kind. What's your number 4?
Mine is Crewe.
Okay.
Because I like Crewe. It's one of those grounds that if you go by train, it's right next to a train stop.
Yeah, right next door.
Train station. Stop. It's got a good chippy right next to the train station.
All of your picks are going to be catering related.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's a theme here, isn't there?
Yeah, there might well be.
No, Crewe I like. We've had some good games there. I just like the fact that Crewe, they're very steeped in youth and tradition, and they've, from what I hear, the main stand, which can probably fit in all their all their fans, is basically built on the proceeds of their youth products in terms of selling. And I just think Crewe's a club that I think I like. There's a lot of clubs around that Cheshire area, and I like the fact it's got a big main stand. It's got the old small stands around it. The atmosphere is always pretty good. They put it on the halfway line, so you get a good view as well. You're not stuck behind a goal. You've got a choice. And, that's my choice.
A fine choice. It helps that we've not lost there in my time sport Wimbledon, to my mind.
No, I don't think we have.
No. There we go. We could have chosen John Harley for our debuts as well, couldn't we, thinking about that? Because he scored a hat-trick, didn't he, at Crewe? Or did he? Not a hat-trick, but he scored twice or something, I think.
I think he got 2. Yeah, I think he got 2.
There we go. For some reason, that fell out of my mind at the time. Right. My next one, I'm going to go for York. Now, I know when I wrote York down, I immediately thought back to when you mentioned it earlier on a show we've done previously, that you weren't particularly looking forward to visiting there again. That was more to do with the results we used to have there, I think, in the first couple of times we went up there, and the postponement. For me, the actual stadium is one of the reasons I love football, really. Okay, the away end is not particularly glamorous, and that is putting it mildly. But we have a city centre ground, essentially. Get into the train, you can walk to the ground from the station. York is an amazing place to visit. I'd love to spend more time up there, actually. It's a gorgeous city centre they got up there. And the stadium, proper old school ground, really. Just made me think this is what football should be. And it's actually a shame that they will be soon moving. But, I'm looking forward to my trip to York just before the half-term week, which is quite handy for me this year.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, York's a weird one. I know what you mean. I'm not a lover of York just because we got beat 5-0 there. And I take defeats personally. I think the 5-0, because we got in the week, they called the game off at 1 o'clock on a Saturday. They then rescheduled it for a Wednesday night. And I remember I was fortunate enough to get some free tickets from some people that I know, and sat in the main stand and then listened to their fans abusing our team getting beat 5-0 when I think Rankin and...
Don't mention his name. Don't say his name.
The other Georgia guy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He just tore our back to the shreds. I think I hold grudges sometimes, I reckon, in football, and since then I've not enjoyed York. But you're right, it's an absolutely lovely place to go to. And if you go for a weekend, there's loads of B&Bs, even on the road going into the ground, it's B&Bs galore. It's a lovely city. Just don't really like the football scene.
Fair enough. I can't really say I'm a particular fan of the football team myself, but the people were nice when we visited and very helpful as well. So, yeah, a nice place to visit. Who's next for you?
Yeah, I've gone for Brentford.
Okay.
I love Brentford. It's proper. It's like one of those grounds. It reminds me of QPR, and I was going to put QPR on here, but we've not really played them for so long. But it's very much where the ground's very. It's from rumours of it, they've got a pub in every corner.
Yeah.
But the ground is really on top of the pitch. Creates a really good atmosphere. I love the fact they've got a 2-tier away end which has a terrace in and seats. And it encourages all your fans to get there, and really the noise you can create for an atmosphere is brilliant. So it's a shame. I think they've got planned permission, haven't they, to go to a new ground, which they probably need to increase how they want. But yeah, Brentford is my number 3. It's a really good ground, good atmosphere, and it's local as well.
it is nice and local, which always is very, very handy. It's right, though. It's a shame about all these old grounds, though, that we're losing, which I think I'm going to speak more about when I get to my number one.
Yeah.
So time for my number two, I suppose. And it's an old one, another one in the Midlands, and it is Villa Park. For me, I mean, there's a few honourable mentions of other grounds that I absolutely love going to visit, and the reason I've not chosen them is because as an away fan, we've not really been there. Fulham being one, for instance. But Villa Park, for me, is up there with one of the best stadiums in the country. I think it's got a great mix of being old school, with all the fantastic old architecture that the grounds you see when you arrive at the ground. And then once you're inside, modern feel, very, very comfortable, but a great atmosphere that's generated. The whole tent will forever be possibly one of the loudest ends when they're all on form and when they're all singing. And they do work very, very hard to get your way out of the area as well very quickly. They organise it very, very well. I've been there a few times with England, watching England as well. Just any chance I get to go there, I really enjoy my time there.
Yeah, I think you're right. You actually reminded me, they have got a lot of, if I remember correctly, they've got the sort of like the old iron gates.
They still have,
that's right, as you go. So yeah, you're actually right. I think Villa was one of my first away games, and the whole end is massive, isn't it? For like a, I don't know if I went there when it was terracing. I might well have, but you're right. There's a lot of grounds that had the old sort of like. I remember Sheffield Wednesday had the big terrace, didn't they? And it was a shame when they put all the seats in because it did. I think I did go there when it had terrace in, but yeah, lovely place. It's just you can't understand a word they're saying half the time you speak to them up there. Do you know what I mean? But
no, that's true of many.
Rummy accent.
Yeah, I mean, there is a story with me in Villa Park as well, but I think I might save that for when we get my brother on the show and he can tell the story for us.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it was not. Your number two then?
Yeah, my number two is Cheltenham.
Yeah. Okay, that was on my honourable mentions list as well, actually.
Yeah, Cheltenham's lovely part of the world. Talk about scenery. We were talking about one game at Wickham. Cheltenham's sometime in the game gets a bit boring. I remember I've said to you before, and I said, "Oh, it's such lovely scenery and the trees and that in the background."
It is very much like that, yeah.
It's getting old. No, it's a good view. Cheltenham's a lovely place, obviously, with the Cheltenham racing and that for people that go there. Proper lovely place to go. Local. They always look after you. Sit behind the goal, so you can always get a good view. And I must admit, I was really disappointed when they got relegated. I'm not really too disappointed when teams get relegated because it normally means that we've avoided relegation ourselves.
Yeah, but
I was gutted for them. I hope they come back up. I really do.
Yeah, I do too for those reasons. Just because it's a great place to visit, and as you say, the city centre when you walk through it. I say city centre. It's still a town, isn't it? But it's a fantastic town centre.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure. That's why I left.
Yeah, I know. We should leave these ones alone, shouldn't we? It's a good thing I'm not teaching kids or anything. Great, yeah, Cheltenham, definitely. Love my visits there. Right, do you want my number one then?
Yeah, go on, what's your number one? You sure?
You might have. You probably already know what my number one is, Stu. To be honest with you.
Go on, surprise me.
It is Doncaster. No, I'm joking. It's Luton, obviously. Of course. Kenilworth Road. How can it not be? For many reasons. Now, my first visit to Kenilworth Road was actually not as an away fan. It was as a home fan. I went to watch them when I was at uni there. My first, as you do, as I could walk to the stadium. It was only a 10-minute walk from where I lived. But in terms of atmosphere, I don't think there's been times where I've not been in many better atmospheres than at Kenilworth Road when it's full and when it's really rocking, especially down the side next to the away fans. Fantastic atmosphere. The ground is old school, like we say, like all the things I said about York. Being in a town centre where you can walk to the game through the town, which I always enjoy doing. Proper old school stadium. The welcome from the reputation of Luton fans and what have you is often misplaced. I can tell you that now, having lived in the town for many, many years. Always a great welcome, great people involved with the club, and yeah, just the atmosphere is just when it's rocking, it is really, really rocking, and it's a special place to go. First time we went there for many years, I know that we had the League Cup game about 96, 97, didn't we? Which is another story my brother will probably talk about. But then the first time we went there after that was in the conference when Danny Kedwell scored the winner. And we were packed in. I think we pretty much sold out the Oak Road stand that day. Yeah. And our away fans that day proved what atmosphere can be generated in those old school stadiums where the sound just reverberates round. And yeah, for personal reasons as well, where I used to live has to be Kenilworth Road.
Yeah, no, I agree. Luton it's a very much an old school, isn't it? It's one of those grounds where when you go, you look and go, how did they build it? Did they start that stand first, or did they?
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Because the stands are all different sizes, and they've got like a little seating in the corner. But when you look at it, you go, yeah, do you know what? This is proper old school. Atmosphere, great. They obviously don't like the Buckinghamshire Club just as much as we do. I still feel that it's not a great place. I don't know why they sell seats, because you can't really get into those seats.
That is the problem.
I think everyone in Luton must have been 5 foot when they built the grounds. But it's a proper, it is. It's a proper, they're good fans up there. And I think we built up a little bit of a rivalry in the conference, because
definitely
they wanted to get out of that league. And it's not about clubs being too big for a league, but if there was ever a saying or a reason behind that, Luton were too big for the conference. And, it's a good picnic. I'm not totally surprised either.
Not totally surprised. And I must just come back to that point as well. I am fully aware it is going to be a very, very sad day when Luton leave Kenilworth Road. They need to do it because you're quite right. The actual facilities of the stadium are not good. And luckily, when you're in the home areas, you basically stand up basically because there's no chance. Not behind the goal, down the side you have to stand up because there's no room to sit down. But I don't know how our fans managed to sit down the last time we went there. We were in the back row, weren't we? So we could stand up. But how people were sitting down, I have no idea. I mean, I know I'm a lanky, you know what, but as you say, someone under 5 foot would surely struggle in those seats. But there we go.
Yeah, but no, good choice, mate. Good choice.
Okay, what's your number one then?
My other one is I don't know if you're going to think about it. You're going to guess that I pick it, but mine's Carlisle.
I would never have guessed. honestly, no, not in a month of Sundays.
You know what? Carlisle was always a ground that I was I'd love to play Carlisle because it's the furthest northernly league ground in the English league. But I went there last year and we had the pleasure of visiting a couple of weeks ago. It's long. You have to appreciate when you go to this ground, it's going to be a long day, but it's a train journey. It's an easy train journey, 4 hours just under straight out into Carlisle. And Carlisle is basically the hen party, stag party central of the north.
You like it for the stag parties, do you?
Well, it just has a bit of character about it. You've loads of parties going around. Chippy's great. Like, if you want a proper chippy, I haven't got back to food again, haven't we? But yeah, if you want a proper chippy...
It always comes back to food.
If you want a proper chippy, there's good stuff there. About 5, 10, 15-minute walk from the stadium to the train station. Stadium is a proper old school, proper big terrace behind the goal, big main stand. Something about Carlisle, I must admit, I genuinely look forward to it. And maybe that's just the sad thing in me that just likes the away game, the away games and the long journeys. But if you haven't been to Carlisle, get yourself along there. It's a whole day out, so make sure you take your packed lunch and stuff and whatever you want to do, take care. But it's Carlisle is very quickly become my one that I look to when the fixtures come out.
Yeah, I would agree with you in terms of, I did enjoy my trip to Carlisle. I was on my holiday this year, so I couldn't make it this year. But I very much enjoyed it the year before. Nice little place to visit. And yeah, definitely when you see that ground on TV, there's something about it you want to see. I'd love to see that in person to see what's actually going on there. Definitely unique. Do you know what? I think if we looked at all our 10 choices, I think there's one word you mentioned there which I think sums up all our choices, and that's character. And I think it's a shame that it's the nature of the world we live in that a lot of new stadiums have to be built. They get flat packed and put up within a matter of months, but they all seem very, very similar. I wouldn't be able to tell my Doncasters from my Southamptons, for example. Do you know what I mean? They're all very similar.
Well, yeah, and just to sort of go in what you're saying on there, Nick, to be fair, we did Cardiff, didn't we?
Yes.
A couple of weeks ago. And when we drove in, it reminded me of a similar ground that had just been recently built, which I'm not going to name.
Yeah.
But had the regular drive-throughs of Mackie D's, KFCs, has shopping centres, and the ground. If someone showed me a picture, I'd have gone, been there before. Yeah. 'Cause it looked so similar, and I get how the funding's done now for these grounds, but I'm really hoping that when we build our ground in Plough Lane, that we just continue to make sure we add some character and some stuff that makes it unique away from the box standard.
Absolutely. Could not agree more. Right. Thank you very much, Stu.
It's all right.
Let's move on. And in a little change to our look ahead to the weekend, we've got another guest in to mix things up a bit. Now you have to bear with us on this one because I might make a few mistakes along the way with this one. But hello, Gary Saxby.
Hello, mate. How are we?
All good, thank you. How are yourself?
Yeah, very good, very good. Just a bit worried that we've been going quite a while now and Stu's not been to a takeaway.
It's really bad that all the things went to food, but that's very much, in all seriousness, that's very much about a away day is the whole experience, isn't it?
It is, but how much money would you give to have Domino's ring on your doorbell in about 5 minutes' time during this podcast? Right, Gary's
got to get yourself a takeaway.
Yeah, let Gary and I sort this out. You can have, Gary's here. So, Gary, you're here to talk us through some statistics ahead of our next fixture.
Yes.
Because we've got Yeovil away on Saturday, and normally we'd run through our predictions, but we've asked you, as you with your sort of betting head on, you look into the statistics of different things.
Yes.
Can you give us so what have you been looking at when it comes to Yeovil? What can you tell us, and what might we expect from the weekend?
Well, checking everything out in general, Yeovil have conceded goals in every home league game this season. Mm-hmm. And Wimbledon have scored goals in every away league game this season. So all things being well, we're hoping for an away win. The bookies personally have it down as a 1-1 draw, which is the favourite, which is 11-2. Mm-hmm. Closely followed by either Yeovil or Wimbledon either side, 1-0, which is 9-1. So I think it should be a very even game come Saturday.
1-1 then is what they're saying. Who will likely score first then?
I would suggest. You look at Yeovil have scored 7 goals this season. 6 different players have scored those, and Wimbledon have joint top goal scorers with 2. I'm sure Stu can name who they are.
Well, that's not Bayo. I know that much, but I'll have to keep away from Bayo, would I?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could, yeah. But I'm sorry?
No, go on.
Yeah. So I would probably go for an outsider. Maybe Meads or someone like that.
Okay. Maybe if Meads is going to score it, maybe it might be from a set piece, which would be like a nice change.
Yes, and well, I would call this the stat of the week. Which shows that Wimbledon on away league games seem to score roughly around the 43rd minute, with Yeovil on home league games seem to concede around the 43rd minute. So maybe an eye towards the half-time betting market of Wimbledon 1-0, which is 7-2 with Sky Bet, could be a good shout this weekend.
That's a hell of a stat. That's a great stat.
It's a hell of a stat, Gary, and how the hell are you going to beat that in your next week?
Yeah, you might set the bar too high.
But the only problem is when you go over a 2-0 up at half-time, my stats,
Yeah. Can I actually... Would anyone offer me a market of actually putting an exact minute for the first goal of the game? Could I bet 43rd minute for the first goal?
You can bet on basically 41 to 50.
Okay, so, yeah. All right.
Yeah, you can bet 41 to 50, but other than exact minute, that obviously that people will start thinking that you've got inside information or
possibly, yeah.
So it's somewhere where we don't really want to go down.
No, let's not go down there.
I have to Crawley, don't it?
Well done, Stu. Right, okay. Thank you very much, Gary. So, Gary, if you were going to put a fiver on the final score Saturday, would 1-1 be what you'd go for?
Yes, yeah, I am a guy that likes sticking to the stats, and yet the stats would say 1-1.
1-1. Stu, are you going to agree with that, or do you have something different?
Do you know what? And I'm stats always. People went to football meet the manager will go mad about stats all day with Neil Arney and his stat-based
his whiteboard
thing. I think Yeovil are going to be down to bare bones, though, aren't they? I know they had a flu bug going around the team this week. They lost a player, didn't they? Got sent off as well this week. I'm always optimistic. I'm going to go for a win this week. I think Yeovil are going to struggle, and I'm going to go for, based on probably what Gary just said, I might go for a 2-1, 2 or 3-1 to us.
Good shout. I'm going to personally, no offence, Gary, I'm going to totally ignore everything you've just said now. Just because I have a feeling that we might, just a feeling because Yeovil have got so many injuries and what have you, that we will probably pick up a victory. I'm going to go for 2-0, but we will find out next week who, if my gut feeling and Stu's more measured approach and your statistical approach, which has come out on top. So there we go. Right, we've got another little thing we want to do, Gary, with you on now. But Stu, do you want to explain what we're going to do then with our bets this week?
Yeah. So what we're going to do, we're going to do every week. We're going to do a £1 minimum bet. And basically, what we're going to do at the end of the season, whoever's got the most money in the bank is the winner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're going to do a prize because, to be fair, when I win, just bragging would be the most important thing for me. So
I think we both know you well enough to know you won't this year.
I know, but positive thoughts. So what we're going to do every week, so we're going to build up. So we're going to start with a £1 bet now. It's going to be a League 2 action only to keep it obviously current and to make it a bit more of a chance for me to win.
Right.
And £1 every week minimum, and you can do whatever. Rush Free can do either a single, a double, an accumulator. If you want to go safe, or stuff like that, and we'll keep a running total and keep the listeners up to date.
Okay, so we can bet £1, but it's just £1 every week, is it?
£1 minimum, yeah.
£1 minimum. So if I win a fiver this week, I could bet a fiver next week?
No, £1.
So
only £1 every week. So
you mean £1 maximum then, Stu?
Oh yeah, £1 minimum. Oh yeah, you can see how I should work in the bookies, can't you?
Damn it! You did have a late night last night, didn't you?
I still would have got the same error.
Yeah. Right.
£1 maximum.
£1 maximum. Right.
Thanks, Gary, for making sure my error wasn't picked up earlier.
Brilliant. No, right, Gary, have you got something in mind already?
Yes, yeah? I've already got mine ready. Yes.
Go on then.
Do you want me to go ahead now?
Yeah.
Yep, I'm going to go for a double this week. I'm going to go Leyton Orient away to Cambridge, tabletop in Leyton Orient.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go join that in a double with Portsmouth at home to Barnet. Okay. That would give me, for my £1, a profit of £3.33.
Ooh.
I think that's a pretty safe double in my eyes. I don't know what you both think about that.
It sounds safe to me, I must be honest. It sounds a good shout.
See, Leyton Orient, I think Cambridge are sharp shot because I think Richard Mooney there is going to be in a bit of trouble if they keep losing their games. So I think they're going to be a bit safe on the weekend. So, could be interesting one.
Yeah, definitely. Stu, what have you gone for?
I've gone for a double. I've gone for Carlisle to beat Dagenham and Redbridge and for Pompey to beat Barnet.
So you've both gone for Portsmouth Barnet, which I looked at and I don't know what's telling me not to go for that one for some reason. But it's on paper, it's a really safe bet. It should be anyway, shouldn't it?
It should be. How much would that win me, Gary?
That would give you £2 profit, Stu, for that double.
That's not too bad. I think I can live with that for the first week.
Okay. If I with my £1 bet then that I've already written down, if I'm wrong, do I still have £1 next week?
Yes, but your total would be -1.
Well, I'd be -1. Okay, fair enough. Right. So I'm only going for one. I'm going to play it very, very safe. I think Oxford are due a defeat, so I'm going to go for Northampton to beat Oxford on Saturday. No, it's true, Stu. Northampton at home will want to bounce back after losing to Dagenham on Saturday. What am I going to? What are my odds?
Northampton's odds to beat Oxford is 7-5. So the people that don't really understand that, Stu, is £1.40 profit.
Okay, that's a bit rubbish bet, really, isn't it? But okay,
that's rubbish. That's rubbish.
You may think it's rubbish now, but singles are. I tend to like singles more than doubles, etc., because it's all about long-term profit, not short-term gain.
I love that. That's quite a nice little mantra for AFC Wimbledon, isn't it?
Yeah. Still a bit boring now, isn't it?
That's a little bit, but then that's me, isn't it? So what are you going to do?
Well, I look forward to seeing how much money I've got next week.
So do I, very much so. And I'm not going to buy you anything with my winnings at the home game afterwards. But anyway, right. Thank you very much, Gary. Thank you for that.
No problem.
Do you want to join us then for our next bit? The popular, the reason this show's ratings are on the up every single week at the moment. The birthdays game.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Would that be the birthday game?
It is the birthday game.
Lovely. Yes.
Everybody's favourite game.
We need to get. Do you know what we need to do? We actually need to get a jingle, don't we? A little jingle sorted out for our little birthday game.
Well, I'm going to ask someone at ITV because they've been on the phone about maybe buying the rights to this game to make it into a game show. That might be a lie.
Would that mean, Nick, that Stu will have to play every week, though?
No, they'll probably get... The thing is, like Stu said last week, people on TV, there's an age limit. Like, you have to be about 25 before they'll kick you off. So,
my mental age, to be fair, is not far off that. So,
no,
yeah, true.
No.
Cool. What have we got this week?
Right. I have got a couple of football-related birthdays this week. You'll be happy to hear. But let's get the other ones out of the way first, before we get onto the football ones. So, Gary, is your guest. You can go first. How old do you think Gloria Estefan turned last week?
Gloria Estefan.
Yeah.
I would go 48.
See, Gloria Estefan looked quite old when she first come on the scene. She would
before my time.
Was it the Miami Sound Machine that she started on?
I wouldn't know. I'm too young.
Yeah.
Actually, I think she was quite old. Not old, but I don't think she was a youngster when she started. I think she would be more late 50s. I think around about 56.
Oh, Stu, well done. 1-0 up. She is 58. So you're very, very close. Well, to be fair, you should have got that one because that's your era.
I'm sure she was in the year below Stu at school, if I remember rightly.
Possibly, actually. Yeah, she was born in the Mitcham area, wasn't she?
Yeah, and then she created the Miami Sound Machine.
Yeah. You must be a big fan of this Miami Sound Machine because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Have you not? See? All the old listeners that are on will definitely know.
Fair enough. Well, they might be able to guess the second birthday as well then. Stu, this time for you to go first. Barry Gibb.
He's a BG, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, see, yeah, but they don't look as old because they've obviously done well with their funds and money. They spend it well. I reckon he's probably not far off 70. I reckon about 60, 67.
Mm-hmm. Gary?
I think you're very close there, Stu. I'm going to go 69.
Well, Gary's bang on the money. Do you know what? Gary, you said that so confidently as well. I can't help but thinking that when Stu's going through his guest there, you're on Google going, where's Barry Gibb?
I'm sure you both know by now I am not a cheat.
Yeah, you did very well, though. So 1-1, 69 indeed. Well done. So, Gary, you get to go first this time. Football-related, Daniel Sturridge.
25.
Stu?
That's a good one, isn't it? I'm trying to think, 'cause I haven't seen him for so long, I can't remember how old he is.
Been injured for 3 years, hasn't he?
Yeah. I'm going for 24.
Oh, you went the wrong way. He's 26. That was a close one.
That's a good one, I like that.
Do you know what? It's that Daniel Sturridge one there is a reason why this game is so popular. I'll tell you what, I am shaking with excitement now as Gary takes a 2-1 lead. And Stu, you get to go for Romeo Beckham.
Oh, I can't remember if he was the first, second, or third, didn't it?
I think he was the second one.
So they started reasonably young. I reckon he's 15.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could be right. I'm not allowed to say the same, am I?
No.
Because that means you win.
Defy the objectivity. Yeah.
I'll go 14 just to be controversial.
Oh, do you know what? Stu went the wrong way last time for Daniel Sturridge. Gary's gone the right way this time. He's 13. Wow. Is he only 13? He's 13.
God, I remember when he was born. God.
Yes, I do. I know when Brooklyn was born, which is show my age now.
And then they had the old Apple, didn't they?
Did they have Apple? No, they had. Apple? No, that was Gwyneth Paltrow, wasn't it? That had Apple. Yeah.
They were named after where they conceived it, wasn't it?
Brooklyn, yeah. Cruz was one of the other ones.
Yeah.
And Romeo. Fun fact here, guys. Romeo was not named after, as many people think, the Shakespeare character from Romeo and Juliet, but in fact the Romeo from So Solid Crew. But anyway, right.
7 seconds to go.
You say 7 seconds to go? Wasn't it 21 seconds to go?
Oh, yeah, damn.
Oh,
yeah,
my word.
That's shocking shit.
Oh, I do love this game.
Oh, dear. Episode 7 might be the one where we do a compilation of Stu's best bits, because you've come out with some crackers today, I'll tell you. Right, last one. Gary's already won, but just for luck, Gary, you get to go first, I guess. For Mirror Reader, Sean Gallagher from my favourite place, Luton in Bedfordshire.
55.
I don't know where any logic can be done on this. Luton, 55. No, I reckon he's the other end of the spectrum. I reckon he's only 22.
Oh, Stu, that's pretty good. He's 20.
Oh,
So happy birthday, Sean Gallagher. I can only assume with a name like Gallagher that he is of Irish descent, which in Luton would, of course, make sense. So there we go. Well done, Gary. I think.
Thank you.
Well done, Gary.
I appreciate that.
Paul beat you last week as well, didn't he, Stu?
Everyone beats me.
He did chuck in Natalie and Bruder.
Yeah. Paul come with his own introduction that he knew. I don't know what the logic works on that one, but
hey, it worked for me. But there we go. Right, fantastic. We're coming up for 50 minutes on this show now, but I think I've enjoyed it today. So thank you very much, Gary, for joining us.
Thank you. No problem at all. Good luck with your bets, guys.
Thank you. We'll see you again next week for the same.
Yep, no problem at all.
And everyone else, thank you for listening. Remember to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/9YRS podcast. And follow us on Twitter at 9YRS Podcast. Updates from Yeovil will be available on Don's Player through Radio WDON, Twitter and Periscope app. Updates from Stu and Paul Raymond at AFCW Scope. Thank you, Stu.
Thank you very much. Good to listen.
And thank you, everyone, for listening once again. And we'll see you next week when we'll be talking to Gordon Strachan about the success of the home nations in Euro 2016 qualifying. We'll see you then.